This is a really important question, and let me start with what you must not do. 1. You must not coerce her, dominate her, control her, abuse her, throw the Bible at her, be harsh at her, speak down at her, or manipulate her. Biblical leadership is not tyranny, and God does not want you to do any of those things. Remember, you don't need to be physical to be tyrannical, and you don't need to be violent to be controlling, and God does not want you to be any of those things. 2. You must not abdicate your responsibility to lead your wife and your family. Don't be like Adam, who shrugged off his responsibility when his wife Eve told him to eat the fruit. And don't be like Abraham, who just went along when his wife Sarah told him to sleep with Hagar. They have abdicated their responsibility. Look, men, husbands, God had made you the head of your family, and He will hold you to account. So what do you do then? Well, look into your toolbox, right? What do you have? Well, there's only one thing: love. That's all you've got. So you have to love your wife. And how do you do that? Well, love is about doing hard things for the good of another. So do hard things for your wife's good. Hard things like learning to listen well. It could be that your wife is frustrated because she doesn't feel listened to. She feels like you don't take her seriously. She feels like you don't take her feelings into consideration. Maybe you need to do the hard thing of learning to be a better listener. Now, if you don't know how, well, go and find out. Sign up to a class. Get some help. But that's too hard. That's too time consuming. Yep, exactly. That's love. Doing hard things for the good of your wife. See, being tyrannical is easy. Abdicating your responsibility, that's way easy. They are easy things for your own benefit. They are not love. Maybe the hard thing you need to do is to learn to be a better leader. The fact that God called you to lead your family doesn't automatically mean that you are a good leader. It could be that you have terrible leadership skills. Maybe you're not taking the initiatives. Maybe you're not looking at the big picture. Maybe you lack the courage to make hard decisions. Maybe you're not following through with the decisions you've made together. Maybe you keep changing your mind. Maybe you're avoiding responsibility. Whatever it is, you know what? Go and ask your wife. Ask her how you can improve your leadership skill. Now, that's going to be hard too, isn't it? Because that means you need to make yourself vulnerable, listen to feedback, and even risk having your pride hurt. But that's love. Doing hard things for the good of your wife. And after that, go and learn to be a better leader. Go read a book. Talk to another man who is a good leader and ask him to mentor you. And keep asking your wife to give you honest feedback. Just demanding respect from your wife, that's easy. Quoting the Bible about how wives should submit to their husbands and then throwing that at her, that's easy. They are easy things that are done to your own benefit. They are not love. Leadership is about taking responsibility. It is the opposite of shifting blame. So before you focus on your wife's faults, look to yourself first and see if there are ways you can improve as a leader. In the case that you are already a faultless leader at home, like Job, there is no one on earth like you, blameless and upright, says God. Well, in this case, look into your toolbox. What do you see? Well, you still only have one thing. You still only have love. Doing hard things for you then means you continue being patient. It may mean growing in wisdom to figure out what you cannot compromise on. Like raising your children to follow Jesus and love Him. You cannot compromise on that. And figuring out things that you should possibly compromise on, like where you should go for dinner or where you live. It means being in constant prayer for your wife, asking God to change her in His time. Now that's hard, but that's love. Now, I think that case that I just mentioned, you being perfect and it's all your wife's fault, is very unlikely. It's not impossible, but very, very unlikely. Most likely, both husband and wife need to keep working on their part. So you husbands, focus on your part. That's your job. Keep loving your wife. That's the only tool God has given you to lead her. So go and use that. Love her. Well, thanks everybody for your questions. I've enjoyed thinking through and reflecting on them. I hope it's been helpful to you. Please keep asking more questions. I plan to do more of this. You can message me privately, of course, or you can also go to our website and fill out the form there at q.kwy.ch.